Okay. Trying to get shit to work. Okay. We last played this. This is the latest save file, June 7th at 1:58. Okay. So much has happened. I don't even know how to recap everything that has happened. Just it happened and the ARI is watching us. We broke the system and they're glad that we left the island because we broke the system. It's not an allegory for anything. But anyways, we're gonna play a nice little fluffy dog game now. The next day, I tentatively enter the residential building. There's no security desk here, like Max's building. Quayle and I just take the elevator up. Say, Q, would now be a good time to tell me why you're helping me so much? Nope. Geez, such a tough one to crack. I'll try again another time. I mean, toss me a bone here? We were childhood friends and I forgot that because I moved away and you're gonna reveal our past to me along with a confession of love? Hell no. Have you been reading too much manga? I may or may not have had a large collection when I was a puppy. I mean, recently there's been this type of game that's become popular in K9 though. It's kind of like a novel, but also like manga, but also like a video game. Oh, I know what you're talking about. But weren't they popular on the island already before you left? I never played them before then. I guess I was just into manga. Better late than never, I guess. Anyway, back on topic. Give me a hint or something. Like, do you secretly work at the ARI? Nope. Oh, come on! The elevator dings, signaling we've arrived on the floor. No more guesses for now. Get out or we'll be sent back to the first floor. She nudges me with the top of her head. Okay, okay. I want to know sooner or later, I tell you. Okay, okay. Quayle mimics my tone. I groan and make a face at her. We follow the hall to number 1824. Here goes. I try to open the door. Locked. Okay, Commander, what are you gonna do this time? Just gonna use the feather. Just cautiously abusing my power, you know? I wonder if your brother would disapprove. I'm not sure, actually. From his journal, or at least what I felt after skimming it, it seems like my brother wasn't really interested in the power of the rankings after all. In the end, he was playing the game to escape the game. He always disliked troublesome situations, so he wrote that he thought that the power wasn't worth the drama and jealousy, all that jazz. Seems like he realized that way before you did. What an enlightened dog. I think my pride really prevented me from realizing those things earlier. In the end, I was also playing the arenas to escape the arenas, but at the point that I realized it, it was almost too late. I'd long known that getting a high ranking would be a hassle, and the re-challenges are a clear reminder of that hassle. I figured I would enjoy the tangible benefits over the hassle it would cause me. The apartment is like the office space where we had found the last clue from my brother. No furniture, nothing. Another empty flat? The last place my brother's clues had led us had been devoid of furniture apart from the desk that held the journal clue itself. In this flat? The short hallway ends in what should be a living room. We check what might have been the kitchen. Apart from the pre-furnished stovetop and the fridge, it's empty. Checking in those two appliances yielded no results either. Next up is the master bedroom. Also empty. In a smaller room, there is a box sitting in the center of the room. Very deliberately placed. I approach it and squat down in front of it. I grip the lid tightly with both paws and it comes clean off with a firm lift. No combination lock or anything, eh?
Yeah, nothing like having to find a torn sheet of paper on a dog's corpse, but getting the nasty surprise that it only contains half the combination. Then you have to miraculously use something in your inventory combined with another object in the environment to get the other half of the password combination.
Heh, that seems oddly specific.
I played too many video games.
Alright, well let's see what we have here. A circular item is nestled on soft material in the box. 8 orbs glow brightly, the 9th one dim. Around the 9th orb, 9 small orbs glow. Rank 99. Like my pendant, this pendant is unique on the entire island. I leap to my feet unconsciously, slack-jawed as the possible meanings crash over me. Does this mean? Quayle covers her mouth with a paw, her eyes wide.
A dog without their
pendant. Could only be dead. He's dead.
I'm sorry.
I need a minute. I walk to a corner of the room, kicking the ground. My claws scuff on the floor, but I don't care. Ah! From the corner of my eye, I see Quayle retreating to the other corner of the room, giving me my space. I see her pull up her wrist phone hologram, but can't even bring myself to wonder what it's for. Breathing. Just gotta keep on breathing. And breathing. And breathing. Dog without their pendant. It's fine to be without it temporarily, like 10 minutes. We've all known this since puppyhood. It's common sense. Like the purpose of the ARInas, we were repeatedly told to never be separated from one's pendants. I even wore it on the whole time I was in K9da. Chunwen left this here for a reason. Wait. I haven't even picked it up. What if it's not even real? I make a sudden dash for the box and snatch the pendant out of it. Oh, I just had thoughts about what could happen here. And I don't like it. At the touch of my paws, the pendant starts glowing and humming. What is this? A hologram? A hologram is being projected from the 9th orb. Originally the only dim orb, it's now lit with a teal color reminiscent of my wrist phone hologram. Hi, Sid. With this, you can find me wherever I am. I hope you haven't made this journey all alone. It's gonna be a little tricky, though. See ya. What? Oh, my dog. So he could be alive, even though the pendant isn't on him? But it could be pre-recorded. Doesn't mean he's alive.
But this means we're not at a dead end, eh? And your brother seems to have hacked the pendant.
Quayle peers curiously over at the hologram.
Looks like it's combined with some wrist phone technologies. Try touching it?
Okay. I hover my paw over the screen and try to tap on the sides to return to the main screen. But unlike my wrist phone, it doesn't seem to register. Try some other gestures, but then remember something. Try touching the orb where the hologram is projecting from. Alright, I'm a pro at wrist phone first-time activations now.
Good job.
I don't think it was helpful. The main menu is blank.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Sure, of course.
Might need to tinker with it a little. Like, I probably have to take it apart. If there's anything hidden in it, that's the only way I can get to it.
Alright. I'm sure Chen Wen wouldn't mind, even if he's around to mind.
Don't say that. He left you this after all. He's intended for you to find this, to tell you something. It's not a dead end.
I don't know what to think. I just came to one of the most certain and despairing conclusions in my life, only to have hope given to me again. Without Kuei Li's help, I wouldn't have even been able to make it here, nor proceed further. I let out a shaky breath. Thank you, Kuei Li. I bound up to her and embrace her. Her fur is soft and smooth to the touch. I lean into her and she wraps her forelegs around me.
Hey, it's alright.
She rocks me and hums and rests her head on mine. Surrounded in her warmth, it feels so quiet and comforting, like a shield from anything that could harm me. If you weren't here on the island, I would have sworn you were just like her.
Just like who?
I can feel the hum when she speaks through the embrace. It's nice. There was a Labrador family that took me in when I went to Caninda. They were so kind to me, and I just left them without saying a proper goodbye. Like, I gave them a week or two's notice that I might be gone for a while. But on the day that I really decided, I didn't tell them. I think I sent a text to the daughter. Her name is Quilly. You remind me of her.
How come?
You're kind to me, too. Like her. You even look a little like her. Oh my god.
Huh, because we're both Labradors?
No, not just that. I wiggle out of the embrace. I need to see her facial expression. As expected, she's smirking.
Do Labradors all look alike now?
I make a face at her. Well, you look different enough that I don't think you're her in disguise. I stroke my chin exaggeratedly in deep thought. Then I pounce on her, grabbing her fur and ruffling it. Are you Quilly under this skin? I'm gonna pull off your disguise.
Ow, that hurts!
Quilly mock whimpers and rolls onto the ground on her back. I debate pouncing on her while she's weak on the ground, but decide against it. I mean, why would I even do that? ARIna instincts are hard to shake sometimes. That's it. Haha, serves you right. I do, however, reach out a paw to help pull her back to her feet. Come now, let's see if there's anything in my brother dearest pendant.
The ARInas.
I wonder how Sid is doing, now she's gone to the capital. Think it would be nice to join her there. I'm younger, after all, so it's fine for me to progress through the ARInas a bit slower than her. But I feel this pressure to be doing just as well as she is. A troublesome pressure. We have a rare opportunity to move around as we please, although we are still puppies. It's all thanks to our rankings. But I tire of this. It's so troublesome. I wonder if I just decline the ARInas, what would happen? Sid said she's met grown dogs in the early ARInas before, forced into the ARInas, though they had rebelled against participating in them as puppies. That might happen to me. Then the ARI would keep an even closer eye on me if I were caught not participating in the ARInas. That would be even more troublesome. So, maybe another way then. I'll join Sid in the capital first and figure something out. If anything, I wonder what she will be like when she gets the feather of reality. She seems so susceptible to its real purpose. And that is precisely why I feel like the ARInas will work in her favor. Maybe, somehow, I can make sure she doesn't lose herself if she gets the feather. Later that evening. I'm back at Max's apartment on call with Kuei Li. Kuei Li has Chen Wen's pendant files open on her wrist phone. She explains that she was able to make a wireless connection to the pendant with her wrist phone and, from there, access the chip that my brother had slotted into it.
Uh-huh.
Kuei Li shows me the screen displaying a map.
See this?
Gesturing with a paw, Kuei Li draws my attention to a faint, small light on the map.
You've got to go there.
Kuei Li, you're amazing.
Nah. You would have known how to do this if you'd lived on the island these past years.
Even if I used the feather, I couldn't do this without waiting another couple of years. I'm glad you're on my team.
I'm glad too. But don't thank me just yet. I'm trying to figure out where the map actually shows. You see, there are no street labels or geographical markers. Right now, I'm thinking of running another image match search, but it's going to take a while.
Sure thing. I can wait as long as it takes. Can you zoom in and out?
Not that I can tell. There are other image files that this application includes, but only this one has the dot marker thing. One sec. I'll send all these files to you. Maybe you'll recognize something.
She swipes a couple times on her interface, and I get the notifications from my wrist phone. I lean back and pull up my hologram interface to download the files. I feel like it's going to be a long night. I pore over the map images, trying to recognize any familiar place. If it were from my years in Taipa, I might have been able to recognize something by sight. As the maps aren't even colored, I can't tell just what might be a park or a river, which would have made the process much easier. However, there have been the odd places I've lived in, and possibly my brother had lived in throughout the ARIna process. Of course, I could try visiting all the places that I remember, but I feel that this clue was left behind so I could precisely pinpoint something. Could it be the obsidian rock? Though, hadn't that place been demolished ages ago? I take out the journal entry and try to find any clues or more references to locations, and look them up on Woofle maps. Nothing seems to match. Other than the place where he lived and where we found this pendant, most places he mentioned in the journal are just food places or manga rentals, video game arcades he frequented, and such. None of which seems to match up with the image files. Several hours later. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything I can find that matches. Any luck on your end?
Still running the image match. I'm using an algorithm that I made some time ago, but since the images aren't colored, that deprives me of an important feature I had in my original algorithm, which I spent some time tweaking. I'm using the map files of the entire island available in public domain, so it's quite a large undertaking. Do you think there are any geographical regions I could target first, other than the capital? It would shorten the time compared to doing an equally weighted blanket search.
Well, the plains come to mind. I also lived with him together briefly in the city of High Sands. Sadly, I don't remember the exact addresses of either places, but I do remember the general sections of each city they were in.
Send them to me and I'll try prioritizing those areas.
Sure.
Oh, how come you don't remember those addresses? Might have been convenient.
Hey, don't blame me. It just gets hard when you never live somewhere for more than a couple of years. I pout, flustered. Truth is, I feel like I should remember them, but the muscle memory just disappears.
Inconvenient, indeed.
She puts on a song. We end up chatting while the program runs. I tell her about my time in the city of High Sands. I had relocated there during my mid-tier arenas. Hyphen Hong was one of the dogs I had encountered during that time. I relocated there first for some years. Then my brother relocated as well. That was when we shared the house. Not as grand as the obsidian rock, but it had been cozy. Though around that time, I started becoming more and more absorbed by the arenas. I would spend hours each day in my quarters, only leaving to eat. Sometime after, I relocated to the capital, as my rankings rose drastically. My brother would stay in that house for some more arenas before he also came to the capital. We didn't live together at that time.
Alright, let's see what we've got. There are several matches.
Great! Send them to me?
On it!
We take some more time checking the matches. There's some false positives, but in the end, one candidate remains that matches the pendant image with the red dot. It's somewhere near the border of the plains and high sands. Somewhere I've never lived before, that's for sure. Somewhere I don't recall being before at all. But there may be some significance. Quayle and I make plans to go there the next morning. I send a quick message to Max, asking him to join us after work if he can. His time off isn't flexible, but it'll be nice if he can be part of this journey, whether we succeed or not. I'd like him to think that he has a paw in all of this, and I'd like to thank him for staying by my side during the whole process. One sleep later. We're here! A replica of the obsidian rock looms over us, tall and imposing. It doesn't look warm to the eyes, but it's not supposed to.
Wow, this is a really ugly slab of rock. You really lived in this thing?
Yes. It wasn't located here, but it did look like this. You get used to it, I tell you.
Sure. So how do we get in?
We fly.
Serious? Is this the same... Or is this some feather magic stuff that is ethically harmless enough for you to do?
Nah, I'm kidding. We aren't gonna fly. You actually believed it?
No, I didn't.
Quayle makes a face, and I know I've got her. You believed it! You believed it!
Oh, dog, you're so annoying.
You believed it! You believed it! Quayle just ignores me, but I'm shameless, doing one final prance around her. See, my brother and I used to be just as annoying as this, even worse to each other. It must be because we're somewhere that reminds me of him. I'm relapsing and acting like this again.
Sure, Jan.
Who's Jan?
Oh, never mind. Go on.
That's cute. I like that. Ahem. Allow me to demonstrate. I push back one of the hedges in the center of the grounds right before the structure. There's a little tile set in the ground. I hold my pendant to it with bated breath. Okay, that didn't work.
You don't think it would be your brother's pendant? He said the feather bearer missing something obvious.
Good point. Though I'm offended. I take out Chunwen's pendant, which I had been keeping in my other pocket. I hold it to the tile, and as Quayle had predicted, it works. A low but audible click, and then the sound of machinery running. Before our eyes, parts of the ground start floating up. Big blocks of obsidian. Come on! Find a block low enough and step up to it. From there, I leap from block to block, going higher and higher. The wind in my ears, the texture under my paws that I have not felt in so long. I feel like I've been brought back to the past. The steps are easier for me now, as an adult. I'm up at the doors in no time. They slide open without prompting, the way they're designed to. I enter it. Once so familiar, now I have no idea what to expect. We made it! Oh, you made it. A voice comes from above. Seems like it's from a speaker. Chunwen! I have no idea if he can hear me, but he seems to be able to see me.
Wait, hold on.
Door that blocks this room from the rest of the house slides open.
Let's meet in the middle.
From my memory, the middle was the room that could be reached from the corridor that joins the two of our rooms. I bound forward, Quayle trailing behind me. The middle. With every step I am closer. Will the truth be here? The reality that I so believe to be true? If Quayle kills our brother, I'm gonna be so upset. As I approach, the door slides open. Without hesitation, I charge in. Hey!
Hey!
In the midst of the room is a large amount of computers. Surrounded by hologram screens sits my brother. He doesn't seem to have changed much. Similar looks to me, a little stockier, like a mirror image. You're alive!
Yes.
I know you found my pendant. I'm totally alive without it. I can see that now. So what the ARI told us was a total scam, eh? Surprised you hadn't figured it out already. It was so easy. Jeez, why does everyone come for me like this? Quayle? You? Even Max? Anyway, why don't you come with me? We can leave the island if you want. I predicted you'd propose something like that. But before that, I need to tell you some things. I'm glad that Chunwen is alive. It's been a very rocky journey to find him. I faced off against enemies that I never thought I would be up against. I had never even imagined that I would live to compete in another arena. And yet, when I thought I had reached the light at the end of the tunnel, it turns out that it was the headlights of a train, only realizing at the last second as it runs over me. Chunwen told me he no longer wished to have any contact with me. He had observed my behavior after my return to the island and concluded that I wasn't mentally strong enough. I have no idea what his standards of being mentally strong is supposed to be. Because I didn't know, how was I supposed to live up to it? I got a bad ending? Fuck you! In the end, whatever I overcame, it wasn't enough for Chunwen. I don't understand why, but it wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. Why did I even come back to the island? I tried my best, but in the end it was all for nothing. Why? Why did I suffer so much at the pause of this? This island, this whole system. I never asked for this. Just take it all, my ranking, the feather, everything. Just give me... I just want to live without all this. Is that too much to ask? Am I not a canine being? Do I even have dignity if all I am to other dogs is a wielder of power, a prize they want for themselves? I made the wrong choice. I should have never fell for the temptation of the feather. Shiba Inu, since the beginning of time, have been falling for this. The ARI had us fooled, from our birth to our graves. Had me fooled. I shouldn't have come back. This entire trip was just a repeat of everything that caused me to leave in the first place. I'm leaving, and the damn ARI, they're going down before I leave. Okay, hold on. Maybe this isn't a bad ending after all. If we're gonna overthrow a government, I am all here for this. Hey, who are you? You can't enter here. Feather, send her away. I wave my paw at her and she fades away like pixels being erased. Oh, whoa, the feather can do that? In a scary way, it looked like how eliminated dogs were disintegrated in arenas. The guard out of the way, I stormed down the hallway. Feather, tell me where Zuela is. Of course she would be on the highest floor of this cursed building. A monument of pain and suffering this entire building is. The floor is vibrating. Dogs are in the vicinity. A squad of Shiba Inus has rounded the corner and are charging straight for me. Instinctively, I flatten my body, ready to dart in the opposite direction. No, Sid, you will not be deterred. I raise myself to my full height and face them head-on. Feather, send it away. The dog at the very front stops, frozen. Then it starts dissolving in particles, just like the first guard. I bark as loud as I can at them, my voice reverberating through my body to the hall. I am Sid, the Feather Bearer. In the spur of the moment, I reach out to grab my pendant, my paw poised on its clasp before my conscious mind has fully processed the situation. What matters is that the guards have stopped, one of them reaching out a paw to stop the others. They are talking among themselves, and I bark once more at them, impatient for a response. You hear that? I am here to find the Shiba Inuzuela. One of the guards comes forward, not speaking. Once it has closed half the distance between us, it pauses and bends down slightly, in a half bow. Okay, I suppose they want to do this peacefully? Once it has raised its head back from the bow, I meet its eyes and tilt my head questioningly. Still, without speaking, it gestures to the end of the hallway. Then it beckons to me. What do you mean? The guard repeats the motion, pointing first to itself, then to the end of the hallway, and then to me again. You want me to follow? Warily, I move towards it, on guard from any sudden movements from the group of guards. As I near them, the group members all lower their heads neatly in sync, as if choreographed. Am I getting some sort of VOD treatment here? The group then turns away from me, then slowly starts trotting toward the end of the hallway. The dog that first approached me, the leader, I suppose, gestures again for me to follow. We pass through the halls and halls, big open areas that just connect to each other, one after another. Once we reach the wing that the feather had shown me, we start heading up a tower-like structure. And the dogs we pass on the way, perhaps seeing my entourage, also half bow to me. The ARI is gonna fucking kill us. Either it's the guards, or I wonder if they are interested that I am the feather bearer. After all, I am the top dog of this whole system that they painstakingly created and maintained for centuries. The system that I'm gonna dismantle right in front of Zuela's eyes. I can't wait to see the look on her face. The whole guard fleet enters a wide elevator. The material of the surface is so black that I would have thought it was in pitch darkness, not for the fact that I could still see the other dogs perfectly. Now used to it, I follow them inside without hesitation when the leader beckons to me. The door closes behind me with no audible motion from the guards. Then, so smoothly I almost didn't notice it, it rises in motion. The only hint is the inertia that I feel in my stomach. The doors slide open again, and I blink to adjust to the light. The guard dog points ahead and nods at me. I can go ahead. It nods once more. Step out, and as soon as my full body is out, the elevator doors close, so quickly and smoothly that I almost didn't see it. And just like that, I'm alone. I'm in a hallway that is quite ordinary looking, and not especially wide. I guess I was expecting something grand for such a high-standing member of the ARI. Even without explicit direction, I head forward. It seems like the only way to go. At the end of the hall, there is a plain-looking set of wooden doors. Around eye level, squares of frosted glass set in the wood prevent me from seeing through. Hello again, Sid. Zuela's voice reaches me before I see her. I've been here before. It was where she took me after she kidnapped me for the ARIna re-challenge. But of course, at the time, I wasn't in the state to look around. The office is filled from top to bottom with books. Not just any type of book. Print books. It's an odd yet awe-inspiring sight. Zuela is sitting at a desk. Similarly surrounded by piles of books. She's looking at me with such a relaxed countenance. I could have been an old friend coming by to ask her to join me for lunch. Welcome. Have a seat. I glare defiantly at her, as if questioning why she isn't treating me as a threat. Do you know why I'm here, Zuela? I think I have an idea, yes. I raise my voice. Well then, aren't you afraid? Her glance drifts off to a page in the book in front of her, before lazily looking at me again. Not particularly so, unfortunately. That's a pity. You will be. I'm gonna destroy the ARI, and you're going down with it. You'll regret the day you let a dog like me gain the power of the feather. You've brought about the end of yourselves. I'm practically begging for some reaction from her at this point. And what are you gonna do after we, the ARI, are gone? You and the feather are forever bound. I'll do what I want with it. The ARI gave it to me. You gave it to me when you gave up your chance to take it away. Zoila nods absent-mindedly, as if more a response to her own thoughts than a reaction to what I said. So it's come to this. Finally, the ARI has chosen the wrong feather bearer, huh? Yes, you get it now. You made the wrong choice when you pissed off your feather bearer. Yes, this means the ARI truly has failed. As long as you admit that. Anything else you'd like to say before I destroy you all? There's no point. I may lead the ARI, but I'm just a normal dog. We cannot deny or resist the reality that the feather can impose. Very stoic last words. Goodbye, Zoila. Feather, let it be as if the ARI— oh no, you can't do this! Had never existed. The world is blistering around me, torn and ripping as if by an invisible tornado. Wait, if the ARI didn't exist, I wouldn't have the feather. No, wait, don't completely revert the ARI, let me keep the feather. That's a good point. The ARI have done nothing but wrong us. The ARI is gone! Gone! Shiba Inus now have a new way of life. Their instincts returned. They sniff and sprint and bite like our ancestors. That we have returned to an old way of life would be a more accurate description. This is not what I intended. This will not do. I cannot accept this result, right? Right? Indeed, there must be something I can do to absolve this situation. Structure and civilization must be brought back to us Shiba Inus. That is the only way, no? I am the only Shiba Inu remaining now with memories from our past. I need to construct a society so Shiba Inus can live in dignity, not this primal mess. Should I try to bring the ARI back? No, they were not enough. They had their hearts in the right place, but their structure was flawed. That is why we got rid of them. A new system must be formed, right? It is my responsibility as the feather bearer and the only surviving Shiba Inu of the enlightened period. The ARI might have done more good than I. No, stop this. The ARI is gone. Your wish and the feather have made sure that is a reality that cannot come into existence again. Your thoughts go around and around. What we need is some action. A new system shall be the solution, with us at its head. Shiba Inus must act according to the rules. They must interact according to the rules. ARIna rankings were a proxy for that, but this time let us lay down the laws. We are henceforth Sid the Shiba Grande, ruler of Shiba Inu Island. We are a Shiba Inu, but for the good of the Shiba Inus below us, we take on this responsibility. This is our reality. Thanks for playing. Hope you enjoyed Summer with the Shiba Inu. Max, I wish there was more of you in this game. We became the thing we sought out to destroy. Classic. I can't believe our brother was just like, you're not mentally strong enough. What the fuck does that mean? Like, damn, dude. I do wonder what mentally strong means. Secret. Oh hey, there are achievements on the Steam version, or on the Switch version. So we achieved our first reality. Cool. You sent your first Bobark talk message. We returned to Shiba Island. Found your first clue. Met a strange dog. We could lose our minds together. You reunited with Max. You recalled what happened in Arena 9. You survived Arena 9. You recalled what happened in Arena 12. You survived Arena 12, so you can die in the arenas. You quit your office job in Toronto. Oh my god. You recalled what happened in Arena 5, and you survived Arena 5. Got out of a sticky situation in the water. You agreed to a collaborative filtering process of other arena contestants. You gradient descended into the Feather's reality. Sid was waiting for it for 6 years, but Poddle 3 when? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 achievements that we haven't gotten. Okay. I'm gonna do a cross-reference with Steam real fast. Okay. Okay, there's an achievement called Baked Fan Shoe, which I'm gonna assume is where we fucking murder her and we go just crazy in that first arena flashback. There's one called IU Jelly, which is probably where we do a betray or something in the Arena 5. There's one called Zuela Gamsung. Zuela Gamsung. There's one called Sans Q Next. There's one called Stochastic. One called Hey Fin Hong in your area. Quilly, Acid Trip, Drop Acid, My Everything, Maximum, A Posteriori, New ARI, Solitary ARI, NASA, My Everything Deluxe, It's a Dog-Eat-Dog World, Yours Truly, and Best Ever Reality. Okay. I want to go back and get the other endings. It's just like, I don't want to do what I did with the pigeon game where I like skip through a whole bunch of shit. You know? I want to like absorb the whole game again, but I'm not ready to do that right now. So here's what we're gonna maybe do. What are extras? Oh, look at all these pretty pictures. Those are all the locations. That's cool. So let's load, I guess. Back here in the very same forest. So, let's go back to Arena 9 and let's be bloodthirsty this time and see what happens. So we're just walking through the forest. This is why I saved at like every major turning point, because I was like, I don't know what any of this means. I wonder if our brother rejects us no matter what. Or if there's a time where we find him and he is dead. Can I... I'm afraid to hit the skip button because I don't know how far it's gonna go. Oh, that's real far. Okay. This is my favorite song in the whole game. It's so good. Okay, Olin got dissolved. We also never learned the truth about how we're a murderer, because we definitely did murder in this arena. And maybe that's a specific ending? What's going on? Instead of heading straight in the direction of the stream near my faction's base camp, I take a detour. Since Jipai had been heading in that direction as well, he could set up an ambush. It'll take me longer to get to the base camp due to this detour, but I don't want to risk facing and fighting Jipai right now. It's been nagging away at me for a while now. How exactly does this arena work? As I can see, dogs are still to be eliminated, as I saw Jipai do to Olin. But was that a reenactment of the past or what? In Arena 9, Olin was in my faction and was eliminated when she was tracking down Max's faction. That much I know. Also, how did all these dogs know that we're back on the island? Who's pulling a gossip girl and telling everybody that we're back? But I wasn't there to see it, so I don't know if that's exactly what happened. I didn't even know exactly which day she was eliminated, because we only became certain after several days had passed and she hadn't returned. I remember thinking she might have been the one that leaked our hideout location. If I could have gotten that information. Regardless of what they did in the past, that was what I saw now is just the same as the past. And the fact that those two dogs are here. Could that mean the real Jipai and Olin are in this challenge too? Day 3. Strange that I haven't seen other dogs since then. Dogs like Jipai and Olin are participating in this arena re-challenge. Then maybe it's dogs that opt in or are here? That would explain why I haven't seen any other dogs. Or maybe they were already eliminated. Since I haven't done any eliminating, who else could have eliminated so many dogs? Not Hyphen, that's for sure. Haha. The landscape turns more familiar as I near the stream I had seen during the first day. I had patrolled this area many times before. This was the outskirts of my faction's patrol route. Muscle memory guides me as I make my way uphill. It gets more and more difficult to suppress the memories of what had happened in Arena 9. I want to turn tail and run, but self-preservation keeps me from doing anything rash. I want to get this arena over with. I think I believed I had left my arena days in the past for good. After that disaster with Hyphen and Fanshu backstabbing me, I found Zanai and Jipai a couple days later. I eliminated them and it felt so good. No, Sid. Stop that. Might have enjoyed the thrill of competition at the time, but I have changed. I left and I went to K9. I have become a kinder dog. I wonder how Hyphen was eliminated back then. It was either Zanai or Jipai that did it, before Max and I found them. It couldn't have been Fanshu because... Never mind. I wonder if it had been me and Hyphen left. Could I have dealt her the final blow? How would I have reacted emotionally if I had to face her one-on-one? Wrong as it sounds, I'm secretly grateful that Zanai and Jupai saved me the trouble of dealing with Hyphen again. I near the cave, slowing my pace to a crawl as I try not to make any sound. There it is! Cave entrance, so familiar to me, yet so eerie to see again. I have a strange urge to go inside, as if it were a museum that stored my memories in a pristine state before everything went to pieces. I shake my head, tearing my eyes away. Circle around to the side and find a hiding place, listening carefully in case anyone comes. I should be careful. I really don't think a re-challenge is supposed to make contestants friendlier towards me than the first time around. Several hours later. We're laying. We're chilling. It's day 4. Something's happening. Spit it out, Fanshu. Let's see. It is him. I swipe at him. Red erupts. It's all a simulation anyway. It's fake. A lifeless body taken away in a stretcher. Dog's muttering as we exit the ARI Simulation Center. She's a killer. She'll kill you in the arenas. Better not be in the same bracket as her. And did you hear that? She's a white dot. One of the contestants in the Arena 9 says she saw it. Shh, don't want to get killed. It's Fanshu! Moving, talking, how is he here? What is this? Could he still be alive? Or can the dead participate in arenas? That's how Fanshu got his injury. I'm serious, Sid's not here. She eliminated Fen Yuan, I'm sure of it. No, you're wrong, Hyphen and I did that. Uh-oh. Wait, what? I did eliminate that dog, Fen Yuan, in the past. But I didn't eliminate any dogs this time. Alright then, though I swear it was Sid. I know what you mean, I thought Sid was in our faction, but Hyphen says it's just my mind playing tricks. And for some reason I heard about her raiding your faction for medical supplies. But she's not working with us. Everything's different now. Alright. That's Zenai! Oh my god! Sid's gotten the top spot in every single arena she's been in. Why won't they just let me live? Okay, anyways, oops, wrong button. Oh, for it. Collar, leash, and clasp. It's so long since I've seen you. Why am I speaking like this to you? Alright. Let's get this started. Let's get to the real decisions. They're going in. What did we do last time? I definitely went to the forest, so let's try this way this time. I inch into the cave, albeit keeping much quieter than the enemy trio had. I don't plan to alert the dogs of my presence, especially knowing that Hyphen and Fanshu are ambushing the enemy faction. It's strangely quiet. The entry tunnel of the cave reminds me of the times I was checked by Fanshu on sentry. Sorry, Fanshu. I nearly get knocked over by a dog that barrels outside. Why are they so small? Hyphen and Fanshu both dash out from another cavern on the heels of the first dog. I start preparing to flee outside as well. Hyphen glances in my direction and we make eye contact. Max! The dog doesn't respond. That means he's an NPC. I run. Alright, on the forest path, Hyphen and Fanshu corner me. Hey, Fanshu, aren't we in the same faction? You're not following the plan. Yeah, we are in the same faction, but how dare you? Hyphen lunges at me. You're a monster. No, what are you talking about? He's not even real. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Gotcha. Max, or Mocha as he was called at the time, jumps on Hyphen. I pounce on Fanshu while Hyphen is distracted. Since I already know that Fanshu has a wound on his side, I immediately swipe at it, giving the swing all I've got. He falls immediately, howling. Haha. Hyphen strikes Mocha. Okay, same shit as before. Max. Sorry I couldn't save you this time around, old friend. But I don't think you're real here. Hyphen turns, starting when she sees Fanshu in pain. I don't make a move to eliminate Fanshu while he's down. Instead, standing still and facing Hyphen. Look, I didn't mean to kill him in the past. This is all the same. What's the point of telling me this after all these years? You can't change the fact that you killed him. I'm not denying that. Who'd you kill? Last time I did that, I won't. I'm afraid that I'll accidentally kill him again, to be honest. Stand still, making no move to back my statement. So you didn't just kill him in cold blood? I thought that was obvious. I suppose you've held a grudge about it all these years? I take her silence as a yes. This is different. So very you. So very me, you would know. Ivan's voice lacks the bitterness I was expecting. She makes a sudden movement and I instinctively flatten my body on alert. But to my surprise, she steps up to Fanshu's fallen form with a menacing stance. She puts a paw on his form, ignoring his whimper, and steps down. Oh wow, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that at all. Tell me, how much more have you changed? Sid, I'm not in the mood for jokes. You can stop the jokes by eliminating me. Hyphen doesn't respond, instead turning tail and dashing off. Without a second thought, I give chase, my claws kicking up the dirt. I'd always been faster than her and catch up to her within 10 meters. I think we tackled her last time, so we'll bite her. Flanking her, I try to bite her, but miss. I pounce again, this time I bite down on her neck and drag her forward. The bite isn't hard enough to draw blood. Any harder and it would be against ARIna rules. Participants get one broadcast warning for using extreme violence, and on the second offense, one was considered eliminated on the spot. Okay, well that's a good thing to know. Of course, that prevents brawn from being the major deciding factor in the rankings, when the ARI designed deliberately. From experience, it's hardwired in me not to bite deeply. Never had to fight in the real world, have you? It's not even about brute force like I'd always believed, especially when you try to play wrestle with dogs twice your size. It's about being able to let go of rationality. Doing what the other wouldn't expect. You don't know how I've changed, and probably are basing your expectations off how I acted in the past. It's so damn easy to eliminate you. I'm just ranting at the moment, I'm aware. Can't stop it, the misunderstanding festering over 15 years just overflowing, spilling out of me. Hyphen is struggling against me and putting up a good effort, too. Don't have time to waste. I would like to save. Save it over the last one here. Attempt to sort out some misunderstandings. For good measure, I bite down on her neck again. In my zealousness, my muscle memory fails me. I feel my teeth pierce her skin. Gah! She winces as I press down, deepening the wound, but not by more. This was definitely not allowed in past arenas. But at this point, the reality emulation program should have immediately broadcasted a warning for my first transgression. Hyphen, look, I really want to tell you how I feel before it all ends again. Even as the words fill my mouth, I feel like a fraud. Injuring her like this probably isn't helping turn around her perception that I'm a monster. Just want to have a chance to admit my wrongs since I never was able to. Her opinion of me was already so solidified. She just glares at me, partially in pain and partially as if she can't believe that I have the audacity to bring up the topic, especially in this situation. You can stop right there. No matter what you're gonna say, you're disgusting. She starts flailing against my hold, but thankfully her efforts are weaker than before due to the pain. Sorry, Hyphen, I had to do it. Just give me a moment, please. It's not about Fanshu, it's about the way I treated you. Sorry I assumed everything on your behalf. I should have respected and listened to what you had to say. I only listened to myself and ignored your ideas and agency, all the while thinking I was doing everything for you. I feel her stop struggling underneath me, but she's listening. I guess that's why our entire alliance was so harmful to you. In the past, I thought I was doing the right thing. I realized I was only controlling you. Or I was only controlling you. And now I totally understand why you chose to conspire with Fanshu instead. Hyphen is quiet, then she nods weakly. You know what? I'm glad you realized that. Let's just end this. Eliminate me. You have the upper paw. Sure, but yeah, if I could, I would let you win, like I promised you last time. But this time, I just really need to keep the feather, okay? With that, I feel down her torso with her paws. Her eyes are on me, but she doesn't resist. I find her hidden pendant and crush it. I'm back in this body. So tired of this body. Cumbersome and heavy. My body's so heavy and leaning on another dog, I can barely make out that it's Max. Thanks for keeping me safe, Mokai. Max rests me in his bed and I can only sink into the sheets, lacking the strength to pull them up higher to my chin. Oh, we can't skip. This is different. Okay. In the morning after the arena, I'm snug in the blankets and Max is nowhere to be seen. He probably went off to work. My body just feels lethargic, all energy sapped from me. I think I just fainted after the arena. He said, Hyphen just texted me. Oh, this is different. Why would she do that? And how?
Before I brought you home, she told me she wanted to tell you something. I gave her my phone number.
Okay, what did she say?
She said meet at the Central Zone at 4 p.m. No tricks this time or ARIna, I promise, she said.
I don't know if I believe that.
She did seem sincere, though. She said it was related to what you said to her in the arena.
Alright then, I guess I could try meeting with her. I hide my wrist phone interface. I'll go meet her just to see what it's about. In the end, I met up with Hyphen at the time and place she had texted Max to relay to me. She apologized to me, saying she had also been in the wrong. She said while she genuinely had wanted a shot at conquering my feather bearer status, she had lost the ARInas fair and square, both in the past and the present. And she told me that after I apologized to her in the ARIna, she reflected on her own mental state. By holding the grudge that she didn't deserve to lose to me, she didn't believe that I could change in the process. In the process, she inadvertently hindered herself from changing and growing as well. She wishes she hadn't latched onto that thought, and now realizes the damage it's done to her psychologically. Fuck, dude. That's some heavy shit for a dog to come up with. I didn't have the heart to point out that her ill will towards me only ended up causing harm to herself, not to me. But at least she's finally learning. We made a truce. While deep down, I don't think either of us believed that we could be close like we had been leading up to the past ARIna. It seemed nice to have a reconnection from those days. Some time later, I met with Quayle in the night market again. Okay. 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 This is all the same. We are skipping. First we travel to the NJ station. It's near the central zone. Blah blah blah. We're walking. Oh, what'd you plan to do with the feather? I didn't have any plan. Challenger from yesterday was actually one of the dogs that spurred me to aim higher than I would have. Her name is Hyphen.
Hyphen? That name rings a bell. Didn't you two have a really big fallout? I remember reading about it on some news articles.
I guess that happened.
Want to talk about it?
I'm not sure about that.
Well, come on, just a bit. You seem to have something to say about it.
Let's save here. Save over the spot where we just were, because we can always go back to the earlier one if we need to. Let's talk about our feelings. It's just difficult to talk about it, after I've tried so hard to bury it, but I might as well tell you a bit. It was ARIna 9. I guess by that time, I already had a reputation for winning my past ARInas. All of them. Dogs were intimidated, and dealt with that in various ways. For example, you know that superstition that dogs with white dots on their front legs or have white paws are unnatural? Clearly not.
From my research, I found that Hyphen had stated you were a white dot in many interviews, meaning you are a descendant of a family with a very violent history in the ARInas. She used it to support her claims that you killed Fan Shu on purpose.
You already know so much, huh? I'm impressed. Why'd you ask me about the fallout then?
Well, things that happen can be looked up in archives. Only you can tell me your real thoughts and feelings.
I guess so. I mean, she wasn't wrong. I do have a white dot, but I have no idea why it even matters. Some distant ancient ancestral tie to dogs I have no idea about? Plus, assuming everyone with a white dot is evil is just putting nature 100% over nurture. It's an excuse to justify how I won over her, in my honest opinion. But yeah, the real issue was that I really liked Hyphen. I actually wanted us to win together.
Now that I look back,
that's us. Now that I look back, I have no idea why I was attracted to her. I would even have thrown the match so that she would win, before the betrayal happened. Yeah, honestly, Sid catches feelings for a lot of dogs in this game. I didn't bring it up the first time that we were playing, but like she catches a lot of feelings for a handful of different dogs. You see, after that ARIna, I learned not to trust any dogs. don't make any real alliances. If I did, I was mentally prepared for them to betray me at any point. I was ready to do the same. Hyphen's betrayal taught me that what I need is freedom. Freedom from other dogs' wants and desires. Without that freedom, I will always be at the mercy of another. It seemed reasonable that, in order to be free of the whims of dogs, I would need to hold all the power for myself. I glance at Kuei Li, who's been silent. Hopefully this isn't boring her. But she asked. Sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there. Am I losing you here?
No, go on.
So yeah, that's what happened, and there you have it in my honest opinion. Maybe my reaction to the betrayal was overly dramatic, burned by a romantic attraction that was spreading rumors that I'm a white dot murderer. Time to take over the island. But I was young, and choosing to make the most of it took me far in the end. I do regret how I was. You could have called me ruthless in the arenas, but I'd say it was more pragmatic.
Seems like you were just trying to justify your guilt, just like Hyphen was.
Right to the cork row. Sometime later. Alright. Max. We apologized last time, so let's explain our reasoning this time. I'm trying to talk to the people of the internet game. Don't shame me like this. Less than 6 seconds is still fast. So, Look, Max, I can tell you're upset.
No, I'm not.
He pouts and glares away at the door, suddenly very interested in it. He totally is. I really thought it'd be safe going to meet with Kuei Li. If I got ambushed, I would have Kuei Li to take care of me. But what if... Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What if she betrayed me or didn't look out for me? Look, Max, I know you're worried, but trust me when I say that I felt the risk was worth the information to be gained. Worst comes to worst, I was prepared to use the feather, that's all.
You're right. You can take care of yourself better than I could, in a pinch.
Sorry that I was so difficult, but give me a quick update next time you go running out, okay? Alright, it's a deal. So back to before I distracted you. Download files. Download files. She wasn't working for the ARI last time, so we'll say she's not working for the ARI this time. I don't have enough proof to be sure, though. I decided to tell her either way. Oh. So it doesn't even matter. Right, now we get the next ARIna flashback. I remember. This has to matter for something. I'm not gonna know what the thing is without a guide, though, and I'm not gonna look one up. But I will save this exact moment. So we can come back here. Okay, now we're getting attacked again. Now we're gonna be the worst. We're gonna do a betray. Alright. We're back. We're ashamed. I use here. She's not gonna find us. She hates us. Let's run away. I'm outnumbered and I don't want to risk IU getting the upper paw. I do have questions about these outfits. Exact same timing as last time. They do act like NPCs. They collide and I furiously paddle away. With that distraction, I'm able to put some distance between me and the competing dogs. Kicking, pawing my way to the surface, I paddle as quickly as I can toward the shore. Okay, we're running.
Hey.
Just checking that you're alive. Not so cold-hearted to leave you in the street. You know what? You deserve the win. Should have known you'd pull the bait-and-switch strategy again with those Akitas. Don't have the energy to respond, but she looks at me intently. She knows I'm listening. I was watching from the rocks. You've changed, somewhat. I wasn't expecting you to just run. The Sid I knew was ruthless to the core, and would never have done that. So there might be some hope for you after all. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Can't let a Joy-Con just hang. A button might get pushed. She gives me one more poke on the shoulder. More like a kick than anything, though. By the way. She turns away and raises a paw in farewell. I forgive you. With that, she makes her exit. I knew I shouldn't have wandered off without looking for a shortcut. Whatever the TAP clan is, I hope they don't cause me any more trouble. If IU is one of their bosses and she has no more quarrel with me, they should leave me alone. I watch her head out the alleyway. Her footsteps heavy, her shadows stretch with the light, and then she's gone. I lie there, my eyes not really focusing on anything. I feel left for dead. I whisper, but there's no one to respond. It's a while before I'm finally able to gather the strength to stagger upright. The world teeters. All right, Sid, time to go home. I was raised to believe that dogs from the plains were only that. Prod dogs. Production dogs. Prod dogs are the lowest ranked Shiba Inus, forced to relocate to the plains. They were in charge of producing raw materials for the islands. These were chores that weren't automated yet, or couldn't be. Day after day, competing in the same tasks that any other dog would find meaningless. Or completing the same tasks that any other dog would find meaningless. They're literally trading their lives to produce what sustains the island. Yeah! Look at that. The people that do the jobs that are not the most fun or maybe the most important people in society. Whoever could have possibly guessed that? Can you blame someone for not knowing something if they've never seen or heard of it? To the dogs inside the closed system, the equilibrium state of the world can be completely different in the macro sense. But before lifting away that veil, is it not just and righteous to act within the bounds of the local reality? Yes, but consider the fact that once in the arena, you had been exposed to more than your previous local reality. In that moment, the veil is lifted, and the equilibria slowly merge. Since you have now witnessed the possibility of there being more to the existence of a prod dog, what is the just and righteous thing to do? If there was a way to speed up the convergence, would you? Or, if one perceives the collapse of the local equilibrium to be a threat, try to stop the convergence between the local and macro reality together. If we don't crack the shell of reality, we will die without truly ever being born. Can we revolutionize the world? The plains of Shiba Island might seem like a graveyard to us young dogs. Empty houses and buildings of the decades past, all the dogs that truly wish for a piece of reality eventually drawn out to the capital. What remains are those that live in the past. I consider myself fortunate that I knew that a larger reality existed outside. It wasn't that I sought it out. It wasn't that I had worked harder than any other dog to acquire that knowledge. It was a piece of information that was passed on to me, that I used to make decisions with. If other dogs in the local reality also had that information, in such a complete form as I did, wouldn't they have done the same? Damn. What do you think about rank rights? Hey Q.
Yeah.
What do you think about rank rights?
Let me guess, you have some opinions on what I just did right now?
This might have been the one that I chose before, it's fine. Anyways, we got the journal. Let's ask her to join us this time. Say, do you want to join me? Like, not to read the journal. I feel my brother would want me to do it alone. But just to keep me company.
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's roll then. This environment isn't very comfortable.
The next day, stayed up late reading the journal. I've read roughly 1/3 of it, but so far nothing stands out as a clue. Max left breakfast for me once again. After devouring the egg crepes, I sit in the armchair and pick up the journal again. Okay, we're back in this arena. I do love her outfit. Hope you change your mind, but I'll do it. I went upstairs and I was caught by the trapper. Okay, as she captures us, we went outside of the arena. We went to the inside first, so let's go to the outside now. Although, yeah, it's gonna be the same thing. Blah, 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 blah. Zoe was talking to us about all the stuff. Think about it. We did not promise to demonstrate it, so we're gonna save. Let's save over this one. Because it's kind of in the middle. Made my decision. We did this one. Let's try this one. Even though, honestly, actually, no. We're gonna do all the good stuff. We're gonna be friends with everybody. See if that makes our brother like us. This one also probably has to mean something. I do like that we can just go back. my stuff and things. Okay, our brother's here. This is different. Okay. But before that, I need to tell you some things. I'm all ears. Sometimes I thought you wouldn't come back. I predicted a 44% chance. But through my efforts, I can live a life without the ARI's interference. I've achieved my goal here. Before anything else, I need you to answer me. Have you? First of all, it depends on what those goals are. Find you? Yes. Live without the ARInas? I thought I achieved that by opening the door into a new world. But it turns out, here on the island, there are still dogs after me. After the feather, after my ranking. So I think that goal hasn't been completely achieved, but it's manageable. My target is flexible. I'm happy enough with it. I will keep the feather, and I will travel to worlds using it. I don't wish to interfere with the ARI. It's not worth it for me. Even if it could be for the good of other dogs, I still wish to leave. I played the game to escape it. That has been true this whole time. I played the game of ARInas. I won. Now I'm escaping. So will you come with me? I will. All this... He waves a paw around him. Well, it's not like you can understand the technical parts of what I did with the pendant, with your current knowledge. Anyway, all this was just to test if you were corrupted by the feather. If you had indeed been corrupted, I would still have my carefree life untouched by the ARI's power. I'd be sad to lose you, but it would have been for the best if you had been corrupted.
Wow, you two really are similar. So cold.
Chunwin grins so fleetingly I don't know if Quayle caught it. It means he heard and he appreciates it. But he ignores her and addresses me. You know, I threw our ARIna 13. I thought so. But to hear you admit it. I could have won even without you throwing the match. It was 48%. 52% actually. You had the upper paw over me, even if you think that I'm smarter than you. Yeah, 52%, if you mean your chance of winning. I'm just kidding. Either of us could have won, the margin was close. I made some mistakes just to be sure. Plus I didn't want the feather, and you wanted it, so it was easy. Yeah, I got what I wanted. Thank you very much. I scoff, embarrassed. By the way, before you go removing your pendant like I did, I have to warn you that you need to remove a part of it. There's a sensor that detects if it's too far from your body. You need to destroy that sensor. Well, I'm glad I believed the ARI when they told us to keep the pendants on us. I was skeptical before and really wanted to take it off, but in the end, chose to be better safe than sorry. Maybe with sufficient learning you could be more like me or Quayle. Finally, he addresses Quayle. Oh. I knew that when my sister needed some help, but knowing her, she'd find someone willing to help her. Somehow she always manages to find a sucker like that. Haha. Ha! Very funny. Though I guess you're kind of a sucker, Quayle. I found the truth that I came to Shiba Inu Island to discover. Chunwin is alive and well, and he wants to be free of the ARI's power, just like me. He even beat me in realizing he wanted out of the ARIna system, purposely losing the ARIna between us. He threw me under the bus. I shoot him a death glare. What's up? Thinking about how I had you totally fooled the whole time? Ugh. He reads me like an open book. We're too similar. I just had different priorities at the time. You just realized a bit too late that the ARI was leading you on. It's been years, and yet we're joking around and making fun of each other comfortably, just like the old days. Maybe a bit too comfortably. Aren't I the older sibling, and shouldn't I be respected a bit more? Hey, don't be like that. You made fun of me a lot too, and you never pulled your punches. Eek! He's responding directly to my thoughts again, or probably my facial expression. Okay, fine, that's true. I did tease him a lot during our puppy days. I wondered at times if that caused severe underlying issues that caused him to push for an ARIna ranking as high as mine, honestly. We both have wounds that we don't talk about, but what matters is that we deal with and grow from them, and push forward. So are you excited to see a new world? I think it'll be fun. I'll show you around and introduce you to my old foster family there. Interesting. They're Labradors, right? Yep, when I first went there, I knew no dogs and had no home. The lab, Quilly, and her family took me in for that first year. Quilly and I are still very close.
That's nice. I can complain about you to her and tell her all the embarrassing stories when you were a puppy.
Ha ha ha. I'll tell her about the time you misjudged a jump at the obsidian rock and fell all the way down.
Sid, that's so mean.
I've forgotten how fun this is. I haven't been able to be mean like this in ages. So glad I found you, Chunwin.
Why do I wish I had made more of those clues to find me harder?
But anyway, I'm excited to show you what it looks like when the feather opens the rift to another world. It's really trippy. The feather has its problems, but it can do neat things sometimes.
The feather doing something trippy, huh? Such a Sid thing to brag about.
Trippy, a Sid thing, haha. Hey, random thought, but sometimes I feel like I'm being hypocritical, wanting to be free of the ARI, but making use of the feather. I try not to use it, but I do. To be fair though, the ARI is separate from the feather. Oh, that's him.
To be fair though, the ARI is separate from the feather. They gave you the feather. You own it. What do you do with it is not related to what the ARI does. I know. It seems that when I was so averse to the feather that I used any means necessary for you to get it. Yet, I'm saying it's a neutral thing. Must look like I don't practice what I preach.
Yep, it does, but maybe you felt the same way about the feather, without ever owning it as I do now.
Think I was trying to make myself feel noble? Not sure if that's the right word. I didn't feel that I was good enough to handle its power without being corrupted, but I felt that you could. I wanted to feel like I could sacrifice my ranking for a greater good, and for your benefit or something. That doesn't really make sense to me right now. To be honest.
Aw, that's sweet that you had such thoughts. But you're right, that reasoning doesn't make any sense at all. But that makes two of us who have made horrible and strange decisions around the ARInas. Say, both of us want to escape the ARI, but can you imagine the millions of dogs that have to stay and go through the same agony we did, year after year? Is there any way for all the other dogs to be free too? There we go.
I wonder if that could happen, if the ARI didn't exist anymore.
Demolish the ARI? That's tempting. Plus, we're leaving the island, like, tomorrow. I could do it and run.
But I'm thinking, would that have the intended effect of setting the dogs on the island free? We're so used to the rankings determining everything. The way we interact, the occupations we have, the entire value of a dog is defined by ranking. If the ARI suddenly went away, someone or some organization of dogs would have to take responsibility for the fallout. If you have the power of the feather, let's say, it's theoretically possible to remove the ARI with a thought, just like that. It's not like you had a gradual uprising. And many dogs are already supporting the cause, and thus, a network of dogs that will help you create a structure post-ARI.
So it would be pretty irresponsible if I were to just wish the ARI away. The island would probably fall into disarray. Good thing we didn't get that ending the first time. I don't think I'm ready for that kind of responsibility. I don't want to be their new leader or savior. I just want to be Sid, a normal Shiba Inu. We can keep it as an option, a future project maybe. Help out the remaining dogs on the island.
Yeah, maybe.
Right now, I don't see any way to solve their problems immediately, without it just being a naive daydream. In the meanwhile, I want to travel and enjoy myself, and take a break from all this.
I'll go back up my stuff. You said you lead a research team over at K9. Can I join?
Of course. You are much more up to date on island technology as it is. I could really use your help in replicating some of it for the infrastructure on in K9. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, that is. And we can discuss what would be suitable to introduce to K9. I feel with the big corp, there are some things that I'd rather tinker with in private, but not introduce to the public there. Yet.
Sounds great to me. Now that's something I'm excited about.
I'll go back to Max's and pack up my stuff. See you tomorrow! An unknown period of time later. Max and I step out of a restaurant in Corgi Town, our stomachs full with rich broth and noodles.
Wow, that tasted amazing. Almost the same as beef noodles from the island.
I've been spending a lot of time improving the recipe with the chef this week, so I'm glad you like it.
The restaurant seems to be doing well. It'll be worth the hard work.
If it continues to do well, I'm already thinking of opening a second location.
Well, Torrent Terriers are in for a treat.
We walk down Spanialdina Avenue to the waterfront. Terriers are milling around, enjoying the summer weather. Okay, computer. Max and I fall in step on the path by the water. Did I ever tell you that I actually didn't appear in this city when I first came over from the island?
No, I don't think so.
I lived in a place called Whippet Loo for some time. It's a smaller town, so dogs in a neighborhood town tend to know each other. So of course they noticed when a dog that didn't look like them at all appeared out of thin air. Well, figuratively. I don't think anyone witnessed how exactly I appeared. It would have been a frightening sight.
Yeah, whenever you opened the rift, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Now that you've literally stepped over into the world of K9, do you believe it?
Oh yeah, I believe it, 100%. But sometimes I still think I might wake up suddenly and be in my bed or something. I'm glad I had the chance to come and see where you've been living all these years, though.
Max, would you consider moving here?
What do you mean?
I'm asking you to be here, with me, and maybe consider a long-term stay here together? I gulp. It's a tough question to ask, and I'd been building up the courage the whole day. Thankfully, I didn't freak out and not ask him at all. I look at him expectantly, but then look away into the distance when he doesn't meet my glance. It's a big decision. I'll give him some time.
Sid, I'm flattered, but I can't say yes.
Sure. Try to keep a cheerful countenance. I was just wondering, thinking about it a bit and stuff. Could I ask what you meant that you can't say yes, but it's not a no?
Look, I'm sorry. If you mean Shiba Inu Island, if you meant Shiba Inu Island, I might be open to it. But I don't feel that I can stay here.
If it were Shiba Inu Island, huh?
I think you wouldn't consider coming back, though, right?
Well, if you're open to the idea if I went back.
Actually, how do I put this, Sid? I really like being with you. I really like this.
He gestures to the water, to the sky around us.
I really like this.
No! Don't say we're just friends!
Ugh. I really like us right now. But I know that we are too different. You ask me to be here, but I know I won't be happy. You wouldn't be happy if you had to live on Shiba Inu Island either. So...
It all went so wrong! He leans over and gives me a hug. Try to pull away, but change my mind. I'm just being awkward because of the conversation. You're right. I can't ask you to be the only one to compromise when I wouldn't be willing to. I just thought, since you look like you're having such a good time here.
Don't worry, I know.
He ruffles the back of my neck with his paw.
Thought about staying here so I could be with you longer. But after giving it a lot of thought, I realized that I can't. Even if it's for you, I can't. Actually, especially because it would only be for you, I can't.
You're right. If you're only living for another dog, are you really living? Can't make you practice the opposite of what I preach. Finally, I gently pull away from him and hold his shoulders at length. No. When do you want to leave? I'll send you back.
Well, I can stay here a few more days, but after that, please.
I nod, though I can barely hold myself together. I want to hide my face. Rationally, I know he's right, and he wouldn't be happy in the long run.
I guess I'm not as fearless as you. You've lived on the island for long enough that I'm sure you've learned how to adapt, how to act correctly to the outside world. But the thought of that fills me with dread.
I wave a paw. It's okay. I get it. You'll let me visit, though, won't you? Max laughs, and the atmosphere is suddenly less heavy.
Of course.
I know I'm blushing, and shrug. Okay, let's just keep walking now and forget that we had this conversation. Max doesn't contest, falling silent as we continue down the winding path, wind in our fur and the sun filtering through the trees. Some months later. I'm enjoying my freedom here in K9, away from the influence of the ARI and the ARIna rankings. Chunwen and I have a lot of fun working together. He's teaching me a lot about the island technology he smuggled over to K9. I feel like I'm catching up slowly over the 10 years of progress. Sometimes I use the feather to open up other worlds and explore. I've met so many new types of dogs and I'm writing a chronicle about them. Still keeping that under wraps, though. Might not be the best idea to reveal that I have this feather of reality. It might cause trouble for dogs that might be tempted to get their paws on it. Life is good, but sometimes I think back to Shiba Inu Island and the dogs there. Maybe, one day, I'll return and use the feather for a cause bigger than myself. Some years later. Hey, wake up, Quayle!
5 more minutes.
But I want to head out. If you want to sleep, I'll just go by myself.
If we have all the time we want, what's the rush? You're not becoming one of those tourists that do so much they don't end up enjoying anything, are you?
I hope not, but I woke up early and want to get started. Quayle rolls over, her back to me, and covers her head with the blanket, exaggerating her motions.
It's not my fault you woke up at the crack of dawn.
Her voice comes out muffled from under the covers. I know she's just messing with me at this point, so I jump on her, tickling her form and trying to tear the blanket off her. Take that! Eek! She jolts around, shaking me off.
All right, I'm awake.
She leaps up, leaving me on the bed. Finally! I follow suit, jump off the bed, and run out the door. Today we're in San Francisco. Quayle's right in that we are in no rush to explore this new place. I'm just so excited to get started. Quayle's voice drifts out from the washroom.
Just one moment, still getting ready.
Hurry up or I'm gonna use the feather and leave you stranded here.
But if you leave with the feather, you won't get to explore San Francisco.
True. Just hurry up. I'm only messing with her, which she almost always takes in stride. I guess I do get too annoying sometimes, but it's so much fun. Probably because she's such a large dog, but so gentle-mannered. Eventually, we stroll out of the building onto the sunny sidewalk. The world isn't all that clean, but it's full of life. The dogs in this world look similar to Quayle, but have longer coats and sturdier builds. They call themselves American Golden Retrievers. As usual, I'm dwarfed. But whatever. I got used to it in K9, and I can here as well. And it's nice for once to not be the only different dog since Quayle has joined me on these adventures. Since I have the power of the feather, it makes sense to me to make the most productive use out of it. And what better way than to explore new worlds? Why is worlds capitalized? Quayle and I are at the Golden Retriever Gate Park again, at my insistence. Trees with knobby branches tidily knot the plaza we're overlooking, and the sun is like a warm blanket. I don't know how these golden retrievers handle the heat. I'm pretty comfortable like this since I have short hair, but looking at them makes me feel hot.
Now that you mention it, I'm feeling hot on their behalf as well.
Makes me think, Labradors have much shorter coats, and they can tolerate the cold in K9. I poke her on the shoulder and ruffle her fur.
I wouldn't know. I haven't been there yet.
It'll be our final stop after this discovery tour. Can't wait for you to see it. It's gonna be your first time in a world surrounded by dogs that look just like you then.
I guess so, but really, I don't know what that feels like, so I feel pretty indifferent to that fact.
That's true. For you, it's only gonna be a new experience, not something that you missed or are going back to. So, you were born on the island, eh?
Told you before, I don't really remember anything before I turned 19 years or so. Something must have happened to my brain. Something about being in this really dark rock cave, like obsidian rock. But I'm happy with my life as it is now. I'm with you and we're seeing all these new worlds. I don't really want to dwell on things.
I don't press the issue and rest my head on her side. If she ever wants to, I'll even try to use my feather to help her find any clues to her past. But right now, I respect her decision to leave her past untouched. I, out of anyone, would know what it's like to have a past that I'd rather not be reminded of. Whether or not that is the case for her, it's fine. Some truths might be better off buried. Say, Quayle, I'm glad you came to me on the island. Even though you still won't tell me why you helped me so much with finding my brother. I'm glad to find someone I can be myself with and travel.
Sorry that it's still a secret. But I will say I'm happy too. You're such a reckless and silly dog. If you don't have someone watching over you, who knows what trouble you'd get yourself into. And that's true, even if you didn't have something as dangerous as the feather of truth.
She makes a face at me. Jeez. But she's right. Actually, you don't only watch over me, you balance me out a bit. I think at some points on the island during the ARIna challenges, I was close to losing it, tempted to use the feather to do some very, very destructive things. But having a presence like yours helped me whenever I saw you the next day, so that makes a big difference.
Oh, you're welcome. But seriously, I think you already have had that within you, being able to wake up and be okay the next day. Something really resilient within you. I saw that over and over again.
To wake up and be okay the next day, eh? I think there are two sides to that. Sure, I wake up and I'm fine. But being fine could still range between being so close to the edge of being consumed by the feather, or feeling optimistic and positive. There have been so many times that I've felt that border to be such a thin, thin line that sometimes I don't realize how close I am to snapping. So it's for the best that you're around to balance me out.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of responsibility. What happened to the don't trust any other dog sit from the ARInas?
Well, that sit existed until someone nosy finally got under her skin and forced her to admit her own weaknesses.
I'll take that as a compliment. I know you're too shy to compliment someone without it being shady.
I'm not too shy. Our laughter rings, blending with the bustle of the golden retrievers milling around the plaza, and I gaze up at the blue sky. Thank you, Feather of Truth. In the end, it might not have been a bad decision to keep you. The end. Thanks for playing. Hope you enjoyed summer with the Shiba Inu. I did. Okay, so now let's look at Secret. We're still missing that one. But we got Made peace with the challenger. We're... Got those. Oh. Stay true to yourself and explored the worlds beyond. The choices that you most frequently made, let your relationship with Max stay true. You and Quayle spend the rest of your lives together. Okay, so we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. That's a big step up from the 12 we were missing before, but I think we're gonna leave it here for tonight. There's no stream on Thursday because I won't be here. So next Tuesday, we will try to get the rest of the endings, but at least one of them has to be like swimming the correct way. Like, I feel like that's gotta be it, and I know there's one for dying in an arena, so we gotta figure out how to do that too. And I don't know, we'll try to figure out what the others... I know what some of the other options are that we haven't done yet, so we'll just have to go back and do those. But I have really enjoyed this game. I've really liked it. I really love the commentary on it because it's a lot of stuff that I resonate with. And I feel like it's done in a way that's like, it's overt but not over the top. And I feel like that's a tricky balance for a lot of media, especially like modern day media. So, it's cool. But yeah, I like it, and I want to complete this game. I definitely want 100% it. Which I think that should just be one more stream probably. So we'll do that in a week. And then we'll see what else we get up into. Funny thing is, if we finish this game on next Tuesday, we'll still finish it before it's technically like actually summer, you know? So, not fully living up to the title, but that's okay. But wait, are there more places in the extras? No, we don't get to see San Francisco. That's too bad. Okay, well, regardless, I really like this picture. They all look nice. The environments in this game are they're really nice. Everything about this game is, I think, pretty well done. But cool. Thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out and doing all the stuff. We've done it. We will keep it up next week. In the meantime, I hope you're having a great start, load, preferences, extras, secret, or whenever you are. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!
Come back anytime.